Daniel Aray.
And you're a cigar manufacturer.
I manufacture Aray cigars. In fact, it's supposed to be a limited edition.
Okay, now let's talk about the cigar you chose not to smoke versus the cigar you did choose to smoke and what you think might be different.
Cool. First of all, they have two very different origins and very different constructions, therefore they're two different cigars. I would say that in all honesty and to be fair to the Cuban people out there, is that we don't know if that cohiba is real. It could be real, it could be fake. All I know is that that cigar was unsmoked. It was bitter, and it left an awful aftertaste. Well, this other cigar, which is a Don Cervantes, I may be a little bit biased saying it because I am part of the process so that people can have the cigar, but it's a completely different cigar overall than probably any Cuban right now in the market.
And what do you think might be going wrong with Cubans because they had such a good reputation?
The other day I needed to, for comparison, I needed to buy a couple of brands for the factory. I got a Romeo and Julieta, and I got a Guantanamera. You wouldn't believe the quality, if you can say that, on those cigars. It looked like they were using fillers for wrappers. They were awful. They were real, and I have my theory. I believe that they are producing so many cigars that their tobacco growing capability is can't keep up with the manufacturing demand. So they're basically using unfermented leaf. They're sorting the leaf terribly, and also these are the poor growers in Cuba. For lack of a better word, are poor. So when the government gives them fertilizer for the tobacco, they don't use the entire amount that they should for the tobacco, but they also use it to grow tomatoes, lettuce, potatoes, whatever they need to eat. So the tobacco quality is suffering.
Because the tobacco doesn't get the amount it's supposed to get.
Exactly. Pretty much.
And you mentioned about the fermentation. What do you think is the difference between fermentation in Cuba versus fermentation here?
Basically the age. I believe that their demand for their cigars is so high that they just can't keep the leaf for the amount of time that they used to keep it. I believe that they're growing it, drying it, and rolling it. I hardly think that they have enough tobacco to actually fulfill their old quality control demands.
I'm familiar. Doing business in Asia. We know a lot of heavy Cuban collectors and Cuban cigar collectors, and the average collector in Hong Kong has an average of about 10,000 sticks in his personal collection. And these kind of guys, when they buy these cigars, wherever they buy them from, they put them in their storage for about 5 years before they open the box. And maybe this is to get through. They say they're too young. That's what they say. They say they're not ready. And maybe that's what you're talking about. Since they haven't been fermented or aged, maybe they need to do this in order to get the tobacco.
A cigar will be better if it's kept in the correct conditions for as long as possible.
I see.
But I don't think it's going to be the same. It will acquire the same taste and quality if it was rolled with young tobacco and then stored for 2 or 3 years.
Still better ferment it first, then roll it, and then store it if you want to store it. Yeah, okay. Can I see what you're smoking? Beautiful.